everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, if you follow Classic Physique, you know all about this young man, 24 years old out of Georgia, just had a stunning Olympia debut, 4th place. Keone Pearson, how are you doing, Keone?
I'm good, man. What about yourself, brother?
Good. It's Keone, right? Not Keone.
Keon,
Rhymes with
like
Breon.
like a key. Yeah, it rhymes with Breon, but Keon.
You're your own person. We don't want to have we're not going to make comparisons to him. But you made an announcement very recently that has sent shockwaves through our industry because we were psyched to have you in Classic Physique. You have the type of physique that we see and go, yes, that's what Classic Physique should be. It's got the mass, it's got the shape, the little tiny waist, the structure. This kid's going to be the Olympia champ. And then you go on Instagram story, I think it was, and told everyone you're switching to 212. Is that right?
Oh man, put me on the spot. Yeah, man. I'm 212 is definitely the direction that we planned on going to. Me and my coach. It always been in our back pocket.
Yeah.
But we just wasn't going to say anything at the time until after the Olympia. So it's just time to make that move.
I mean, you just started in Classic, though. You're doing so well. This was, I've only seen, I believe you've only done 4 pro shows, am I right? Was it?
Correct.
Tampa, you got second. Very close second. New York Pro, you blew that out of the water. That's a big show. I think there was like 30 guys in your class or more. Arnold Classic, 4th place, and the Olympia 4th. You beat a ton of guys who've been at this a very, very long time. And like I said, your physique, it's what we were all kind of hoping for with Classic. It's that classic bodybuilding look of a lot of these guys from the past, like Ben Fado and Flex Wheeler and Lee Labrada. You're bringing that all back. So, I mean, is it just a matter of you're already outgrowing the class in terms of your body weight?
I definitely would say that. I think it'd just be a pain in the butt. Just keep trying to make 180. My body wants to grow, and honestly, I say I was a week and a half out, 2 weeks. I was 188 pounds for the Olympia, and I was shredded at 188 pounds. And my coach just had the big idea. It was like this is like, okay, you can really do 212. You're shredded at 188 pounds.
Yeah.
And so now we got to sacrifice muscle just to get you at 180. And, we don't want to keep doing that. And I feel like I can't bring out my full potential. Just keep getting down to 180. I can only be so perfect or be so good at 180 each time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I felt like that it's just time. I feel like we should actually grow and fill out my frame more and push it a little bit harder this time.
I mean, I totally hear all that. I understand that, and it's going to be a pain in the ass for you to keep gaining muscle and have to try to make that weight. It's going to be very, very difficult, no day. It would be. But then you look
Correct.
at someone like Flex Lewis, who he outgrew the 212 class probably, I think by the time he'd won his second Olympia title. He was, you'd see pictures of him at 220 to 225, and he was bang on ready. But he would come down to 212 because he wanted to be the world champion and build that legacy, which he did. He left the 212 division with 7 Olympia titles. I mean,
it's crazy.
I mean, do you want? I'm not saying you can't win a 212 Olympia title either. I think you absolutely can, especially if you keep adding mass. But I mean, you must have a lot of butthurt people that are Classic Physique fans, upset that you're already talking about leaving the division when you just got here and you're doing so well.
Yeah. I've been getting messages ever since after the Olympia, ever since I made that post and went on my live and said it. To this day, even today, had people saying, please don't go to 212. You're going to ruin your waist. You're going to put on too much mass. The mass is going to mess up your shape. And it's not. It's ways to do things. Genetically, I have a small waist. Though I practice my posing a lot. I train my vacuum, so that will never go away. Honestly, I feel like if I put on more mass, it's just going to bring out my shape even more. I just have so much room to grow. I feel like I can fill out more of my chest, my shoulders, my triceps. I want to be able to do a most muscular pose and look just full like Sean Ray in them back in the day. Sean Ray, for instance, Sean Ray's like my height, and he competed like at 200 pounds. And you see how pretty his shape was and how filled out it was. I honestly couldn't see how better he could have gotten. You know what I mean? So I look at that as a perfect 212 physique, and I feel like that's what I'm chasing at this point right now.
Yeah. I mean, you're so young. You just turned 24 in July, right?
February.
February. Some website out there has got your wrong birthday. You might want to look into that. But
Oh man.
maybe it's a different Keone Pearson. But yeah, let's go back to like the Arnold and the New York Pro earlier in the season. What were you competing at? What was your body weight at those shows?
Oh, it was the exact same 180.
Okay. Okay. Because, I mean, the 180 that we saw at the Olympia was a different looking 180. You looked like you put on 10 pounds solid tissue. You looked so much fuller. You had a lot more pop to your physique. But that's crazy. You weighed the exact same amount?
So as far as the Arnold, we was at 180.
Yeah.
For people that didn't know, I was natural competing at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
We actually got the blood work tests and everything on YouTube if you haven't checked. Yeah. You can rewatch that again for anybody that's watching this video. I was natural. I did start, supplements going towards the New York Pro. Yeah. And I was 180 pounds and probably put on realistically maybe 5 pounds of muscle in between that 8-9 week period. And in Olympia, I competed at 178.
Wow.
On stage, actually. Yeah, I was 178. And I was just so much harder for the Olympia, obviously, between the New York Pro.
Yeah, I mean, your condition was really good at the Arnold. It was really good at New York Pro, but I could see room for improvement with your condition. But at the Olympia, nailed it. I mean, granted, that was
Thank you.
I wouldn't say you should have placed higher because, my God, those top 3 guys, they're phenomenal. So I'm not going to take anything away from Chris, George, or Breon, but man, yeah, it was legit top 3, top 4 physique on your very first try. So
thank you.
Now, does finance have anything to do with it? Because I talked to a couple guys and pointed out that Classic Physique was actually the lowest paid division at the Olympia. You guys made the least amount of money out of all, even men's physique and everything made more for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, finances is really not the issue with me. It's really just as far as just maximize my weight. But I mean, as far as our payment, I feel like we should get paid definitely more. I feel like we bring a lot of attention to the IBB. We have pretty physiques, we can do it all. We're not mass monsters, but we can be models at the same time, and we can compete at the same time. I mean, we can just do so much stuff, and I just feel like we definitely should get paid more. Yeah. I think it is a joke with how much we get paid for a show, honestly.
I mean, if they're going by popularity and what sells tickets, I can't imagine Classic has the least appeal out of any division. I find that impossible to believe. Maybe it's the media.
Right.
I mean, maybe I'm seeing things from a different perspective that they're not, but it just seems crazy to me. But enough about the money situation. That's fine. Yeah, like I said, you seem like your body is ready to just grow, and I don't think your waist is going to blow out. I mean, it takes a certain type of structure. People have to have kind of a wide waist, and there's certain things that have to be in place for them to have the risk of getting a big gut. Certain guys, I could name off the bat a bunch of them, never got a gut, even though they kept growing and growing. I don't see it as a problem. And, do you plan on keep adding this muscle gradually, or do you plan on next time we see you being 212 on stage?
Just slowly. I just want to do everything slow. I'm not trying to rush to do a show or rush to doing this, but just do it the right way. Just slowly, honestly, the goal for me and PJ, honestly, we can put on another 10 pounds of muscle. I think that make a tremendous difference in my physique. Yeah, I'm already short and compact. Right. I think just 10 pounds of muscle, just go on the stage, compete. I feel like that would be good enough.
Yeah.
Definitely. That'd be a good debut for me, for sure.
Your joints are so small, your muscle bellies, everything. People don't understand 10 pounds on someone like you would be totally different from 10 pounds on someone like a Rolly Winkle. Rolly Winkle could put on 10 pounds. Someone who's got that big, he's not that tall. I probably used a bad example. But someone taller, you wouldn't even really notice 10 pounds. You'd barely notice.
Yeah.
Like, I think they look bigger, but I'm not sure. But I could see you keeping the waist and keeping the condition, and 10 pounds would make a massive. I mean,
yeah, 10 pounds on a tall person would be kind of different just because their limbs are longer.
Right.
But for us, for like shorter people, yeah.
You 190 in that shape that you were at the Olympia as a 212. I think 195 at the most is probably all you'd need to be. Maybe eventually 200. I don't know, but we're getting way ahead of ourselves because you just
200 pounds
competing as a
pro. Time. Yeah, 200 pounds would come, but 190, 195 is realistically that's a realistic goal.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fan of Sean Clarita. I'm
Yeah.
a fan of his physique, and I see, you know, I see how much he progressed throughout his 212 career. I'm a big fan of him, so shout out to Sean.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
that's
see
a good
how.
example because he put on 10 pounds from last year's Olympia, and wow, everyone was just when that guy came out, it was like, wow, he got so much
I think
bigger.
I think he competes at what 162 or something.
I think he's up to 170. So
Oh, he's at 170 now.
yeah,
Okay,
but you've stood
that's
next.
crazy,
You've
man.
stood next to Sean a few times, right?
Yeah, I met Sean at the New York Pro after I competed. I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy being standing next to him. He's his muscle bellies is unreal.
So how tall do you think he is?
Sean,
Yeah.
I'm 5'5". I would say he's like 5'3" and a half, 5'3".
Oh, you're being very generous. I mean, I don't say that, but I think I would if I was him, I would say I'm like 4'11" or 5 foot because that makes 170 sound even bigger. But he's probably
Yeah.
about 5'1", 5'2", if I had to guess, take my best guess. Uh, I want to ask you about your coach because when I first saw that PJ Braun was coaching you, honestly, I thought it was a big publicity stunt. Okay, that's Blackstone Labs, that's his sponsor. They're going to make it look like PJ's coaching him, and it's all for the
Mhm.
cameras, it's all for Instagram. But that's not really his coach. PJ probably hired, like Chris Aceto or somebody to secretly coach him. But it looks from everything I've watched the videos that you put out recently. It's on the Blackstone Labs channel. Is that where we can find it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And he's very hands-on. He's in the gym training with you. He really is a coach. Was he in contact with you like every day through this prep multiple times?
Yeah.
Like a real coach?
Every single day. Every day, man. Got to the point to where he was like, okay, you need to send me check-ins every single morning. I'll send him check-ins every single morning. You know, it was different for me because I never done that before. Sending him check-ins every single morning, sending him my weight. He'll contact me every day. He'll text me middle of the day, hey, how you feel? Do you feel bloated? Are you hungry? How much water do you drink today? Like, he was just keeping contact with me. And we'll talk for the whole day, literally every single day throughout my Olympia prep and my New York Pro prep. So he's definitely a great coach. He trains with me when I go to Boca Raton, Florida. When we do filming, he trains with me. Make sure I get my recovery. Make sure I get the deep tissues, cryotherapy, everything you can think of.
I mean, are you his only client? Because he's running a supplement company. When does he have time to be coaching people aside from you?
I know. He gets that a lot, man. It's crazy being CEO of something and coaching. He actually coaches my girlfriend. She's an IFBB Pro bikini, Katie.
Yep.
He coaches her. He coaches the few bikini girls and myself. He doesn't market coaching by any chance, but he chooses and pick who he wants to coach. And if you're serious, he got you.
Yeah. I mean, was that his intention before he even signed you as an athlete? That he saw the potential in with you and he wanted to personally work with you and make you, bring you up closer to that full potential that he saw?
Yeah, definitely. But I definitely had to work for it. I definitely had to prove my point to him. Like, once I competed in the Arnold, that would really open his eyes. I think it just opened a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
So I guess my potential when I competed in the Arnold Classic. And yeah.
So did you recently get engaged? It says on your Instagram, I see like a little wedding ring thing.
Oh man, did I get engaged?
You put the ring
Not
on,
yet.
No, okay. No.
Not yet.
Take your time,
That's
kid.
a
Take
good
your
one.
time. Got a whole life ahead of you. Even if she's the one, you just can wait. Hang on.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. One thing I saw on your Facebook, I don't know if you did it on Instagram too. You were putting up what I call food porn all the time.
Food porn.
Food porn.
Okay.
Like all these pictures of these not disgusting, but big slabs of burgers and pancakes and French toast. And man, I mean, isn't that just torture for yourself to do all that?
It's just I think my finger control myself. It just controls me during prep. Like, I instantly, every time I see a sloppy burger, I just hit share. Yeah. If the burger don't look sloppy, I won't share it. I know that sounds crazy. Okay. But really? Yeah, man, now that I'm in the off season, I don't even share that crap. I just scroll through. I don't even care about it no more.
So man, because you had a long year, you must have started prepping for the Arnold last December.
I started prepping after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving.
Wow. Okay.
Well, my old coach was like, "Oh, prep starts right here, and then prep for the Arnold had like I had like maybe 2 days of eating whatever I want after the Arnold, then straight to New York, then Olympia.
You didn't have much break between New York and Olympia prep either.
Not at all, man. So that's why, like, it's time to grow. And what really opened my eyes was I done all that growing throughout prep.
Right.
All just prep. So just imagine what 6 months to a year off season would do, a beneficial would do,
No, I mean, I don't think it's unrealistic to say that you would be like 195 next time we see you on stage because, yeah, your body's primed. You're at a great age. You're at a great spot because you're dieting all year. Your body's all depleted. It's ready. So, but
right.
Based on all the food that I saw you posting, I have to know, what were the first couple cheat meals you had once the Olympia and the photo shoots were over?
Oh, man, I had me a nice fat cookie. I had a nice breakfast burger and french fries. Honestly, I didn't go too crazy after Olympia, to be honest, man. I really didn't go too crazy. I had a few cookies and brownies from like these companies you see on Instagram. Yeah. I had a few of those or whatnot, a few burgers and fries. But now I'm back to clean eating, just trying to, try not to blow up like some people are right now.
They look like
just trying to get my body back. Yeah, trying to get my body back to normal so we can go ahead and start this growth season, man.
So did you take some time off training after the Olympia?
Honestly, I didn't. I actually just kept working out. I felt so good with the food, with the extra calories I had, man. I actually this has been the best workouts I've been having, God knows when.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been gone.
So you're 180 at the show. What are you up to now? Any idea?
Right now, I am 12 pounds up right now.
Oh, not bad. So you definitely you could have done a lot more damage than that if you had really wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely between 12 and 13. That's usually typical right after the show for me. But I mean, I'm still fairly lean right now.
Yeah. So looking at your physique, looking at the pictures, you're very balanced. I don't see any real weak points. So are you going to be focusing on overall size, or do you have any areas that you really want to target?
How I see it is, I train everything like it's a weak point. Yeah, my legs is one of my strongest. I'm still training like it's a weak point. Yeah, my arms is the strongest. I'm still training like it's a weak point. But if I really wanted to focus on is my upper chest for thickness. Yeah. I really want to focus on that. Yeah, as far as like the weakest point in my body, I would just say just my chest. I just need to work on, but everything else, still train like as a weak point.
Yeah. So you've trained a bunch of times now with PJ down in Boca Raton. So he's been at this a very long time. PJ, he's got to be about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to guess. He must be about 40 by now. I'm thinking, right?
No. PJ is young, believe it or not.
Is he that young? I'm not sure. I thought he was like.
He's like no older than like 34.
Really?
33.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's been around a long time. I'll tell you that.
I know.
I think he's been around since he was a kid. Maybe that's the thing. I've known him so long. But
that's how it works.
My question is, was he able to show you any new techniques, anything with the exercises that you hadn't really thought of or tried before?
He's old school when it comes to lifting. He's all about like that high volume type training, heavy training, just stuff that I like to do. Stuff that I like to do, man, as far as like bench press, or deadlifts, movements like that, just heavy compound movements.
Have you gotten a lot stronger this year? Because I saw like one picture of PJ spotting you in the overhead dumbbell presses. They look like they're like 140s or something ridiculous.
Yeah, man, I actually got strong. I got a lot stronger throughout prep. It's really just fighting, just being. See, I've been on low carbs for a long time on prep, for the Olympia prep, man. So just mentally, I just got to really get inside my head when I'm lifting and just go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, normally I wouldn't advise, I wouldn't even expect anyone to be able to get stronger or put on muscle during prep, but, you're a special, unique individual. There's a reason certain people rise to the top in the sport. It's a lot of hard work, but if you put that hard work with that special genetics, it's just a spectacular result. That's where
100%.
We get these people that we're going to be talking. I suspect 30 years ago from now, fans will be talking about Keone Pearson. Remember Keone Pearson? Oh man, he was awesome. And I don't know if there would be an internet or how people will share pictures at that point. Maybe it's all inside our brains. But I think you're well on your way to becoming one of the greats. I know it's early in the game, but
that's a dream come true, man. It's A lot of stuff that's been happening lately is still surreal for me. I don't. It still haven't hit me that I'm fourth in the world, at the Olympia. I mean, it's crazy. It just in the blink of the eye is done already.
I mean, I can
PJ
ask you about
told
the
me.
Olympia because you did the Arnold is a huge show, obviously, very big
Yes.
show, very prestigious show. New York Pro is not a small show either, but the Olympia is the Olympia. It's a whole other animal. It's anyone who's done the Olympia has told me there's nothing like it. You're on the Olympia stage. It's you're on the stage of Arnold and Lee Haney and Dorian and Ronnie and Jay. All these people stood on. Phil, what was it like for you being in your first Olympia, being on that stage for the first time?
I didn't realize how big that stage was until I got on there. When I
Literally.
got on there for the night show, when I did my spin to my front double bicep, I didn't realize how far back I was on the stage, and I had so much stage left. So I kind of had to play it off, get the crowd pumping. I had to walk up a little bit because I didn't realize how huge it was. It was just crazy seeing all the fans, and I wasn't used to seeing people all the way up top. I was nervous as hell.
Yeah.
I didn't show it. I was nervous.
No, I got to say you presented yourself very professionally, posing. You didn't seem nervous or I've seen a lot of people when they get to that stage for the first time, you can tell they're kind of overwhelmed. They see the lights and the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, but you weren't like that, which is, for one thing, you must have practiced your posing a lot because it was just, flawless. Did you practice posing a lot for that show?
Well, believe it or not, I was telling my girlfriend, I always want to tell people this on the interview. Believe it or not, I do not choreograph my routines. All my routines are freestyle. So literally the hour before the show, before I go back to the actual place, I will put up my routine in my head.
Wow.
Literally an hour before. And then from there, I'll just freestyle. So once I get a good base, what I want to do, I'll just flow from there. And literally, that's all. And I usually pick my song a week out before. I'll just listen to songs on my phone. I'll be like, okay, I like that song. That's what I'm going to play.
Wow.
So that's what I do every single show. So if everybody's watching, I don't choreograph anything. I just freestyle.
Wow. You know who else did that, who was also a great poser? Kevin Leveroni. Kevin admitted he never had a routine. He just freestyled and he would feel the music and the poses he said would just come to him. This is next.
A lot of those guys, Sean Ray, Flex, a lot of those guys just freestyled a lot back then. It was just, they felt it, It's just, you could just tell they feel it when they pose. Their face expressions, all that stuff, man.
Yeah. So, your first Olympia, when you were in that very first call out, did you expect it or were you kind of like surprised? Like, wow, sometimes the new guys supposedly have to quote unquote pay their dues, but which I think is bullshit. If you're good, you're good. They're going to pick you out of the lineup and say, let's go front and center. So what was running through your head when first call out was it you four and I think there was two other guys? It was Bumstead, Braun, George, you.
Courage.
Opera. I think that was it, right?
Yeah.
It was 5 guys, I believe.
Maybe somebody else too.
Probably.
But I just knew I belonged on that first call out. I knew I did. I brought my best package. I know I presented pretty damn well. So I knew I belonged. I was happy once he said my number. And it was just so cool to battle out next to Braun and Chris Bumstead. And, it was just so cool, man. Like, just follow these guys on Instagram before I even turned pro, when it was a pro. It's just cool to be on stage with them.
So you followed the Classic Physique Olympia, obviously, the past couple of years. Were you really shocked when Braun didn't get the win, when Chris Bumstead got it?
Man, that was crazy, man. I think it was just mind blowing for everybody. Yeah. Just the crowd, just like I was on stage, so I just heard the crowd. It was just like, I don't know, just the expressions, the energy, the vibe. It was just different when I heard it. When he said when they said Braun, I think it just shocked the world.
Right. I mean, typically when you get someone that's won the title a couple times in a row, all they got to do is show up in shape, and they just keep winning. That's kind of how the Olympia's always gone, but.
It was no different when Phil, Heath, and Sean, rode in. That was just like, whoa.
Oh, that was.
You know what I mean?
Were you there last year when that happened?
I wasn't there, but I couldn't imagine what the crowd was like.
Dude, the roof came off that place. It was insane. insane. Nobody expected it. Nobody. Even though we all thought, well, Sean should win, but they're not going to give it to Sean. They're going to give it to Phil again. Of course they're going to give it. Phil's 7-time Mr. Olympia, of course. But, I think the judging, there's been a lot of cases now where you have to say the judging it's on point. It's not politics. It's not the sponsors controlling it. It's the judges are judging what's in front of them, as they should be. Yeah, but were you happy with fourth?
Yeah, I was. I ain't gonna say I wasn't. I was sad. I was mad. That's fourth in the world. I feel like there's so many competitors out there in that world. Yeah. I don't even know how many Classic Physique competitors out there that's just killed just to be on that Olympia stage. So just to be on the Olympia stage, my first year, first call outs, fourth. I think that's a pretty damn good run I think that's a pretty good run. So I think I really ended my Classic Physique career with a good run. I know a lot of people disagree with it, but I'm just following what my heart is, man. So
your first Classic show was Tampa 2018, right?
Right.
So
and then that was the last show.
Your Classic Physique pro career was 13 months long, basically.
Basically, if you want to look at it that way.
Well, I guess it's sad in one way, but not really, because you're not going anywhere. You're going to be in the 212 division, and honestly, the 212 division could use some more star power because we've lost some guys like Flex Lewis, Jose Raymond. We always need classics. Classics all set. There's like a new Classic Pro every 10 minutes. There's somebody new jumping into Classic. But 212, I think we should be excited. I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's cool that you are going to 212 because I'd like to see you realize your potential and fill out that frame a little bit more and keep that awesome shape and the small waist. And there's nobody that really has that look right now in the 212. And I can see
correct. And not only that, I want to bring in some different type of flow. No disrespect to a lot of these bodybuilders out here, but a lot of them can't pose, in my opinion. There are a lot of people stiff. So I feel like if I could still bring that classic swag to 212 with the small waist, bring aesthetics in mass, not just mass, but bring aesthetics and pretty lines, I think that would change the look of 212, honestly. I really think that, what I'm picturing in my head, what I'm going to bring to 212, I feel like I can bring a new standard look. Kind of like Classic. They still trying to find what is Classic. They still don't know what Classic Physique is.
Right.
I don't care what nobody say. They still don't know. It's different every year. It's different people every single year. We got people from freaking China coming out of nowhere. Like that China kid.
Chen Kang, that's right. He was in the
he came out of nowhere.
I was like, what the Chen Kang? I had never heard of this guy in my life, I swear.
Huge quads, super tiny waist, crazy vacuum. It's just so many. It's just crazy. So I just feel like if I can bring something like that to 212 and still have that mass and aesthetics, I feel like it can change the game a little bit,
And, Classic has a lot of young guys in it, but 212, you got Derek is very young. You got some younger guys, but for the most part, it's a lot of older guys. Kamal's 47. Dave Henry's got to be about 45 by now. A lot of these guys are up there in age. So it's probably, like I said, 212 probably needs you at this point more than Classic. So it's all good. It's a great move. So
a lot of guys are retiring now at this point now. So 212 definitely need more younger people to keep it more interesting for years to come, like Classic Physique.
Right. So I know the Olympia it's been just over a week. You've had very little time to really think about things, but do you have an idea when you might want to compete again? Next year, I hope.
Maybe at the end of 2020. Okay. Maybe possibly do a 212 show after the Olympia. Okay. After 2020 Olympia, do a show then. Okay. I just want to make sure I be 100% ready for my 212 debut. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, you just bummed out a lot more people because a lot of people were already hoping you were going to be in the 212 Olympia next year.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not, like I said, we're not here to rush it. We're going to take our time. We're going to do it right. And whenever we feel like we're ready to do it, we're going to jump into a show. But the goal is to, after the Olympia, after the 2020 Olympias, do a 212 debut and, qualify for 2021,
You can't blame the fans. Your fans want to see you compete all the time. They just want to
Right.
see you again, because they want to see you win.
Right.
You know, they don't understand. It takes time to make improvements. Dieting and prep takes a toll on you. You spent the better part of a year in prep already, so your body really needs a nice break at this point, even before
Yeah.
before you start thinking about competing again. But
The true fan will understand. You know, the true fans will understand that. You know, I'm just trying to better myself to. You know, and they respect that. Once they see the hard work when it comes, they're gonna respect it for sure.
cool. So people can see your videos on the Blackstone Labs YouTube page, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And they can follow you on Instagram at Keone_Prodigy, correct?
Yep.
Got that right. Any other socials? Anything you want to promote?
And honestly, we Blackstone Labs just posted a video 3 days ago. My road to the Olympia prep. So if you guys want to see how my body changed before weigh-ins, after weigh-ins, carbon up, right before the stage, check it out.
Yeah. It's an hour long. You got a lot of good content in there.
Yeah, the whole purpose of that video is a lot of people on YouTube don't really show the process of going up to the show. You know, they got the process before they finna go on stage, but we have 4 posing videos in that video of me before weigh-ins, after weigh-ins, the day after we put carbs in, and then after the last day we put all the carbs in, cut water. I mean, you see the whole process, so you can see how it goes, how it works, and you know.
Yeah, because people you don't often get a chance to see that final week when you're that lean. Everything really makes a big difference. The water, the sodium, the carbs. So you can see. I was flipping. I was looking at parts of that video, and you definitely see all the effects those things have on your body as the week goes by until the finished product is just like wow. So credit to you and credit to PJ because a lot of coaches mess up their clients at the last minute, and you don't get that optimal result. But you nailed it. You guys, you nailed it this time.
100%. Thank you.
Cool. Anyone you want to really thank that was part of your team for this show?
Shout out to my sponsor, man. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. PJ, my coach. That's the man right there. My number one support, my girlfriend Katie. Definitely her. She helped me through this whole prep, mentally, physically.
Does she cook?
Yeah, she tries to cook.
Tries. Okay. Yeah.
She tried, but she definitely helped me a lot. She helped me a lot, and my parents, and so that's the people in my circle.
Right on. Well, Keone, thanks for the interview, and like I said, I know a lot of people are upset because Classic Physique has a lot of fans, and they want to see the best people in Classic. So to lose someone like yourself so soon from the division, it's kind of a bummer. But you know what? You're doing what's best for you. Your body wants to grow. You're going to be an amazing 212 competitor. There's no doubt in my mind. So everybody, get over it and just start looking forward to Keone Pearson on the 212 stage at some point, probably late next season. Yeah? Okay.
That's it.
So follow Keone on Instagram, Keone_Prodigy at Instagram. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching Ronline Report. Keep an eye on this guy. He's going nowhere but up.